Welcome. It's Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com with a white wine today. What's it called? Let me look. It's the Three Pears. No, not Three Bears. Three Pears. Pinot Grigio, 2020, California. This is a brand from Mason Cellars, which is a family-owned winery out of Napa. They've been around since the 1990s, and this is their, entry level maybe, because these wines are around $10 somewhere around the way. I found it on sale, I think, for $9, but they're well priced. And it says California on the label, and it's 100% Pinot Grigio, and they're from Clarksburg AVA and the Lodi AVA. Both Clarksburg and Lodi are in the river delta that comes from the San Pablo Bay. This San Francisco Bay is south, San Pablo Bay is north. That's where Carneros and Sonoma and Napa get their cool water from, and their cool weather and their cool breezes. And these river valleys snake out going east. Clarksburg is first, and then it's a little north. I think Lodi is a little farther west and south, I think, how it's working, if I remember my maps. So Clarksburg is cooler. I read where Clarksburg is actually about 8 degrees cooler on average than Napa Valley. So, but then you get into Lodi, and that's a little bit warmer, and it's more Mediterranean, which is why Zinfandel is their claim to fame, though they do other grapes very, very well, which is a Primitivo in Italy. So it's kind of got a Mediterranean vibe going there. And it's a very good place for Pinot Grigio and white wine in general. You get good values there. But I always thought that they were both part of the Central Valley AVA, because I knew they weren't in the Central Coast, and I knew they weren't in the North Coast, but it turns out there is no Central Valley AVA. If you have a growing district in those areas, you're singular, you're on your own. Where in the other areas, they all kind of band together. So that's why it says California on the label, even though it is from the Central Valley. So that's something I picked up today. I'm going to take a sip. The most famous Pinot Grigio, and Pinot Grigio is translates to gray pine cone. The shape of the grape clusters is a pine cone, they thought, and they thought it looked gray for some reason. There you go. And in Alto Adige, which is where the high-end Pinot Grigio is, that's the top of the heap for Pinot Grigio. That's up in the mountains, almost near, it's beyond Italy. People there speak German as much as they speak Italian up that area. And this is mountainous terrain where the best Pinot Grigio has come from, and the ones you hear about, the Santa Margaritas and all that type of thing. And this is valley Pinot Grigio, so it's going to be very different. But that's not bad, because if it tastes great and it's California, you're really not you can't replicate it, so you might as well do your own thing, right? Take another sip. I sometimes don't like the acidity of the Italian Pinot Grigio, because it just gets too much for my palate. And this one has it really nice. It kind of mixes in and blends in well with the citrus and the fruit flavors, and it's got good citrus and good fruit. It says 3 pears, and there is pear there, but there's also grapefruit and lemons and limes, and there's a good deal of citrus going on here. But it tastes great, and it all melds together, and it's all balanced. It was stainless steel, fermented and aged, not too much aging, it's 2020. And they fermented it at low temperature. It takes longer, and there are some problems with it because it could possibly not fully ferment if something goes wrong, but if everything goes right, you get a very full and detailed fermentation where you get great aroma and you get full flavors. So they didn't, even though it's an inexpensive Pinot Grigio, they didn't do shortcuts. I'll take a third sip. I mean, when I first opened the bottle up, I just pulled it right out of the refrigerator, and it was a little bit too cool, and it didn't quite have the flavors it has now. And now it's like good. Yeah, for $10, it's great. I mean, it's 3 pears, and it's great. Should be 3 grapefruits maybe, and the label, it's one of these wines that you can tell what it is from the label. It's like this clean, cool, still life with 3 pears balanced on top of each other. It's a simple, clean, elegant wine, and that's what the label says, and that's what it is. So you can judge a wine by the label. So that's it for me. Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com, the 3 Pears Pinot Grigio from California 2020. Like us if you will, where you like your podcast, and I'll be talking to everybody in a day or two. I got a cava. Because I'm going to start talking about bubbly for the holidays coming up, and this will be a first stop on our list. And stay cool, stay safe, and I'll be talking to everybody. Adios, bye-bye.